Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Jessica. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe to my channel, please. And you can turn on your notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload. So this look today, I did ask a poll on my stories, on Instagram, if you guys wanted to see a video on this blue eyeshadow look because I wore this out the other day and I took a picture and I absolutely love how this came out. I was a little bit nervous because I don't typically wear bold colors like this. I'm a very nude, bronzy, shimmery type girl, so but I love how this turned out. I did use the James Charles palette by Morphe, and yeah, I like how it came out. So I also wanted to do a tutorial on this because I do feel like when you see these types of looks, it can come across as really like difficult or like advanced to do. Some people might be like, oh my god, I could never pull that off, or I would know how to put eyeshadow on like that, but it's super easy. I really don't have too many steps that I do with this look, maybe 3 steps that I do, and I just basically kind of repeat a lot of stuff just to kind of build up the pigment and you know, blend everything out and get the desired shape and look that I want. So hopefully this will be helpful to you guys, especially if you are either new at makeup or don't typically do looks like this. If you think you're a beginner, hopefully this will help you. So if you guys want to see how I achieved this really pretty blue look, then just keep watching. Okay, so I put some baking powder underneath my eyes just because I do have some face makeup on already. And I don't want to have fallout, obviously, under the eye. So, okay, so we're gonna be using the James Charles Morphe palette right here. Sorry if it's dirty. Okay, so with this eye look, I am only using these colors right here. And then I think I'm going to probably also use this blue right here. I don't know the names of these because the little sheet that came with it, I threw out, but yeah, I'll just point them out. So I found with this palette that, especially with the brighter colors like the pink and the blue and the purples, that they work best when you pat them onto the eye instead of trying to just blend them out. For me personally, I just didn't find it to work that great when I just tried to blend and layer them that way. So you want to wear an eyeshadow, primer, or a base when you apply these eyeshadows. So I'm actually just gonna go in with the Cover FX concealer that I have, and I'm just gonna put a good amount on my eyelid. Just gonna go ahead and make sure that that's on. Oh my god, I look hilarious. That's so funny. I'm gonna take the Beauty Blender and use the pointy side, and I'm just gonna blend that out. I'm gonna take this brush right here. This says it's a smudger brush. It's by a brand called Profusion. I think I got it at Target, but it's got a kind of oval end, and this is a stiff brush, so it's not super like soft and fluffy, and that's what I want. I want it to be stiff because I'm gonna go in with this first color, and I'm just gonna kind of start going into the crease. So the first color that I'm going in is this guy right here. I like have the weirdest setup right now. I'm in a different part of my house, so I don't have my table in front of me, so sorry if I have to keep bending down. All right, so I'm gonna take that and I'm just gonna start placing in the crease of my eye and kind of a little bit above the crease of my eye. I don't know if you guys can see. So I'm just kind of taking it and I'm going right into that crease area. I'm just gonna go in a very slow motion. So when you are doing colors or you're doing eye looks with colors like this, take your time, don't rush through it, or else it'll probably end up looking a way that you don't want it to look. So I'm just gonna keep going in. I'm going to take this blending crease brush, and this is by Real Techniques. I love this brush. It's got a very, very soft end. And I'm going to get this shade right here. Going to start blending right on top of that, right above the crease, and blend those two together. I'm going to take that same like stiff profusion brush back into the first color, and I'm going to go over the first area that I did. Okay, so what I did was I went back into that first color and went over it to define it again. And then I'm going back into this light blue shade right here. I'm going to once again go over that top part. So this is just kind of how I like to do it. I kind of like to go in steps and just build up the color. I'm not using a whole bunch of different colors in there. I'm really only using 3, maybe possibly 4. So I like to kind of keep the steps simple and just kind of go over them a little bit more to help, you know, build up the pigment and the look that I want to get. So I'm going to take that and go back over the top part. Now what I'm going to do is take the Morphe brush that I have. This is an M433 brush. I think it's a blending brush. But it's got a nice fluffy end. And what I'm gonna do now is go into this darker blue right here. And I'm gonna start putting that on the outer corner. I'm sorry if you're hearing me sniffle, but I'm trying to get over this head cold that I have, and it's like really annoying because it's taking forever to go away. So I'm just gonna take that blue and start going into the outer corner. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is take that same concealer and I'm going to put a little bit on the lid. And then what I'm gonna do is take this brush right here. This is a Pixie brush and it is pretty much all worn off, the letters. I don't know what kind of brush it is, but it's just like a flat concealer brush. And I'm gonna start taking that concealer before it dries and start carving out where I wanna put the other eyeshadow on my lid. Okay, so before that dries, I have the concealer on. I'm gonna take this other eyeshadow brush, and it already has some blue on it from when I did this look the other day. But this is a full coverage eye brush. This is also by Real Techniques. And I'm gonna go into this light shimmery blue right there. I'm gonna go ahead and take some of that and start going on the eyelid, pressing this into the eyelid first before I try to do any type of blending. Especially when you're using the shimmers on here, I do recommend pressing those in and not trying to blend it or like swipe it, because I feel like it just looks too chalky when you do it that way. This way you can really build up the eyeshadow and get it the way that you want it. And all I'm gonna do now is take that same profusion brush, that same first color, and I'm gonna go back into that crease. So this is kind of creating a nice like ombre effect with the more lighter and teal blue and then this darker shade of blue. And I really, really love how this eyeshadow looks because it reminds me like of the ocean. Now what I'm gonna do is take this small brush right here, and this is also a Luxie brush. I got this, I believe, this set in one of my Boxy Charms, and I am obsessed with this brush set, this Luxie brush set. They are the most soft brushes, like they're super soft and I love them. They work really well. I highly, highly, highly recommend them. It is 141 mini round brush. So anyways, I like to use this obviously for little details. So what I'm gonna do is take this brush, go into that darker blue shade, I'm going to go in and start defining the eye a little bit more. And then I'm gonna go ahead and drag this into the crease area and kind of go all the way to the inner corner. Now what I like to do, so if you're like me and sometimes you feel like you put the eyeshadow too far up into the brow bone and you feel like it doesn't look clean enough, I do that all the time, and this is just something that I do to kind of like I said, just clean it up and make it look like I did it perfect the first time. I don't put concealer underneath because sometimes people will do that. They'll take a little bit of concealer just to do it under their brow. I don't like to do that. I will either use my face powder or a more skin toned eyeshadow. So since I have this palette, what I'm gonna do is take this shadow right here, and I'm gonna take it on another small Luxie brush. This is the mini flat angled brush. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that on the angled brush and I'm going to go ahead under the brow bone and in that area, and I'm just kind of shading in where I want it to be cleaned up. Okay, so the top of that eye is finished. I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye and I will be right back. All right, so now that I have the other eye done, we're gonna go ahead and start doing the lower lash line. I'm using the same exact colors. I'm actually going to take some concealer and I'm just gonna put some onto that little flat brush that I have. And I'm gonna take it and very, very carefully place some concealer right, like as close to my waterline as I can. I'm gonna take that same color and very carefully start pressing it where I placed the concealer. So I'm gonna go ahead with that bigger fluffy brush with the lighter blue and just kind of go on top and a little bit underneath. One of the reasons that I love this brush is because since it's so small, it's really helpful and easy to connect your bottom lash line shadow with the outer corner of your, you know, the top part of your eye. Oh my God, I literally cannot talk right now. What I'm gonna do next is take a little bit more concealer on that same flat brush and take it and go on the inner corner. So I'm gonna go right here. And then I'm gonna go right here into like the tear duct area. Almost like a V. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to take another small brush. This is just an old like Urban Decay eyeshadow brush that I had. And I'm gonna take the smaller end. I'm gonna dip into that teal color and put that on the inner corner. And then on the inner corner on the lash line. So now that the eyeshadow look is done, I've got the top and the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and pop some lashes on. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe all of this off, finish a little bit of the rest of my face makeup, and then I will be back. But before I go, I am gonna show you what lashes I'm putting on. The lashes that I had on in my thumbnail in the picture that I posted of this look that I did the other day, they're not these lashes. They were by I believe they were by Eyelure. And they were the Anna Lee lashes, but those are garbage now, and I got these. So these are the double ups of the Ardell wispies, so I'm going to go ahead and put those on. Went and put the eyelashes on, finished my makeup, and I put some white eyeliner by NYX in the bottom waterline. This is the finished look. I still love how it came out again. I love this blue. This blue is like I said, it's just super like the ocean and like sea, and I love it. And I think it's just super flattering. And I used the NYX Butter Gloss in Fortune Cookie, I believe is the name. And yeah, and this is the finished look. I love it. Like I said, you guys, this look is not, the eyeshadow look isn't super hard. I know a lot of times when I try to follow makeup tutorials, when they have really cool looking eyeshadow looks with, you know, bright colors and things like that, it can be intimidating sometimes. It's just, you know, they're hard to work with, and you know, some people can get scared off and think that they can't pull it off or that they can't do it, and you totally can. Obviously, as you saw, like I don't apply everything perfectly, and I even get a little messy at times, but I just learned that as long as I know how to kind of clean it up and just pull it back together, then, you know, it works for me. So, you know, don't think that if you are doing a makeup look and all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, this doesn't look, you know, perfect right away. Just think about the end result, know how you're gonna fix things, and like I said, take your time. It wasn't hard. So hopefully this was helpful to you guys. Hopefully if you were looking to do a brighter eye color or something that's a little bit more bold or just something that's a little bit more different, hopefully that wasn't too hard to follow. I definitely want to make most of my tutorials really easy for everybody to follow, not just somebody, you know, who's into makeup or knows how to do makeup. So that is my goal. So please let me know if this was helpful below. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video.